3, 2, 1. Whoa. Lucas, is there a blue screen also for you?
Man, I can't see anything. Shit, what the fuck happened?
Is that the Y2K everyone's been fucking talking about?
Wait, what is Y2K, bro?
So it's, year 2000, all the systems crashing because the systems changed from 1999 to fucking 2000. Well,
Seems like it.
It's just been 24 years too late.
Man.
What's up, everyone? Today we're talking about CrowdStrike and the current cybersecurity company that caused a massive outage in the entire world.
Man, it had an impact on basically everybody. So let's just talk about it. So what systems were actually affected, Mark? Just give us a quick update.
Whoa, calm down, bro. Let's talk about first what happened, and then we'll talk about who's got affected.
Alrighty.
So basically, Windows systems were all affected. So what happened was that CrowdStrike released a new update, and apparently one of them fell over a server cable and updated something wrong. Because that file, 291, whatever it's called, fucked up big time. And it got pushed out to all Windows machines because CrowdStrike is directly integrated into Windows, on the system level. And thereby, whenever it's updated and the systems that automatically update have it now into their root domain. Well, not domain, but in their root. Yeah. Which caused them to get the blue screen. So everyone who was affected, they estimate a couple of million, just couldn't fucking start the system anymore. And that is bad. That is real bad. So, Lucas, you asked who got affected? Well, who didn't get affected? Well, not a lot of people. Well, let's put it this way. So, people that got affected, especially the ones that are really important, are like airlines, airports, public transit, like in Chicago, New York, like everything got affected. Even healthcare, Lucas, like hospitals.
Yeah.
9/11 emergency services, financial services, media broadcasters. So you name it, it was affected by it. And the question is like, now, what are the consequences of this, right? It's one of the questions that I always ask myself. Okay, what's going to happen from that? Well, first of all, people are like, oh yeah, motherfucker, I got Apple. I didn't get affected by it. Linux, I didn't get affected by it. Motherfucker. Well, you know what? Yes, this time you did not get affected by it. But, fun fact, CrowdStrike is also integrated into Apple and Linux. So this could have also happened for you, motherfuckers. So get off your high horse. This shit could have happened to you.
But, so they got very lucky. But then also, like, what are the aftermaths, right? Because we have to think about, yes, that happened. And they were, still fixing it. But, like, for example, let's say, Elon Musk, right? We saw 3 days ago, Elon Musk says CrowdStrike deleted from all our systems, etc. So basically, you can see, even though it's just once a glitch, that a lot of people will move away from it. But at the same time, is it also opportunity? Because like, if you look at the stock price, let's see, CrowdStrike.
It went down 23.56% in the last 5 days. That's a lot. And already recovered a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
That's
man.
Insane.
They went from 300. What was it here?
360.
Yeah,
to 264. That is massive for like an established company of that size.
Think about it. Well, the market cap were like over 80 billions, and then it decreased to 67 billion.
Yeah. So, coming back to the aftermath, you're talking about the business level, but think about the business affected. It's not like, so first of all, what happened is CrowdStrike directly found out after 79 minutes, the patch even an update. Yeah. So the update was patched, but the problem was the systems that were affected by it couldn't update anymore. Had the issue that because it's blue screen, you can't even update. It's just like, it doesn't even update. You can't even start the system. And there's another thing. So what you have to do now, you just have to manually boot the system and then reset basically, and then update. So you have to manual boot it. And then the problem is some companies use BitLockers, and BitLockers, they're also affected by it.
What are BitLockers?
So it's basically, think of a two-factor authentication, kind of. That's what it is. It's like an extra code that you have to type in. And they were also affected by it. That means some of the companies, because they had like 1,000 or something computers affected by it, they will take months to get all their computers back.
I mean, think about it. Imagine you're running like a lab in Antarctica or whatever, and out of a sudden you get that update in. Well, I don't know. You get the internet and you got updated, and you're like, fuck. You have to go all out there trying to fix that shit because it's in the middle of the snow. Oh man, that would suck.
Well, it's just computers, not other technology, right? It's just like you wouldn't have that.
Yeah, but if
I don't think that would be affected.
Well, if they're connected to the internet, you never know. You never know.
I don't think so.
But also, like, what are the opportunities that we see from this, right? Because I'm like, yes, it's shitty, shouldn't have happened. They should have tested it. But now, like, seeing at what are the potential opportunities or etc.
Well, all right. I'm going to start off with the little gray zone opportunities. There have been opportunities on the hacker side. They are taking advantage of this bad boy. Hell yeah. So actually, CrowdStrike reported that more and more fake emails from CrowdStrike from hackers actually send out like, "Hi, I'm working for CrowdStrike. Give me please give me your password or any access. I'll repair from you remotely." So yeah, like all this stuff is obviously a great opportunity for all the hackers out there and who want to make an extra buck. Fantastic for them. But we don't recommend this in our podcast.
Of course. I mean, that just reminds me of all the messages I always get like, "Oh, your bank XYZ wrongly spelled, just log in and verify it." Or this
DHL.
this package is arriving. I'm like, man, I don't have money to order something, so that was definitely not me. But
not me. Wasn't me.
But yeah, I think that's very fascinating.
So, I mean, the thing is this. So, I think we already talked about in general cybersecurity. I mean, this was a mistake made by them because they should have tested it on, well, obviously, before it goes live in production. They should have tested it in a testing environment. Also, they were talking about that all these hospitals, etc. It's like a kind of a split because they should be updated all the time. So just in case something doesn't go outdated, right, and then it doesn't work anymore. But on the other hand, if something doesn't get tested before and then causes issues to be outage, the same. Now you have both ways, right? If you don't update, you're gonna have at some point run into problems. It's like the people that run still Windows 94.
Well, that's why you have
updated it.
Think about the metro here in Barcelona. We're still like running with 95 till like I think a few years ago. It's crazy.
Disgusting.
Also, like, but now coming back, like, yes, CrowdStrike went down, but there's also a winner, right? The winner is called SentinelOne. So they're actually CrowdStrike and SentinelOne are like competitors. So as you can see, like there was a 20% decrease of the stock of CrowdStrike. In the meantime, over the last 5 days, SentinelOne, the stock price went up by 15% or 14% right now. So in the last 5 days,
30 actually in the last month. That's crazy.
Yeah, in last month, but last month doesn't really matter because it's just like
fair enough.
Still, more value got lost because if you think about it, the market cap of it's 7.2 billion compared to over 80 what CrowdStrike was last Friday. So like more billions were lost by that event. Like, I'm curious though, do you know whether for all the outages, whether CrowdStrike is reliant on it or whether
no idea. I don't know if they have to pay for any of that stuff or there's insurance. I'm guessing they should have some insurance because it can always happen. But coming back to it, Lucas, I didn't finish yet. I just wanted to say that now that they're talking in like hospitals and all that stuff in all these environments that they test only one device before, and then once they've tested it, they update all of them so that they have like a semi-manual. So these are discussions that are worth it because think about it, like airports, if they're down, cost them tens of millions, maybe even more if they're out for a day. So for them, it's worth it to have this extra person who does check it for one system and then update, let's say, hey, update all of it. But I mean, in theory, this shouldn't happen. But now there's these discussions that kind of feel weird because nowadays everything is updated automatically. I have everything updated automatically, actually. So yeah.
Wow.
But I think this is one of the things that will in the future become more and more critical. And these things shouldn't happen, but they still do happen, right? And it wasn't even a cyber attack, right?
Well,
imagine this was a cyber attack.
And just in the end, it's all about Murphy's Law, right? Everything that can happen will happen eventually. It's just like how you react to it, right? Because as long as they're human in the loop, there will always be mistakes. Of course, I mean, AI also does mistakes, so that's not because they're basically modeled on data that is from human created, so there will always be mistakes in it. But yeah, man, it's
Well,
crazy.
at some point, the data might not even be
True,
generated by humans.
you already have right now already
Synthetic
artificially
data.
exactly synthetic data. I'm looking right now. Wow, cost in Australia alone of the outage was already over $1 billion just in Australia.
Damn.
I mean, global, I'm not sure, but man, just think about just
Yeah, and that's not even a big country.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
It's crazy.
it is crazy.
But it can
Man.
happen. So, I mean, that's what it is.
That's
why they have lawyers. Probably they
Man.
figure this shit out.
They're like before. I was like, chill season. No, summer's coming. Time to get to work, ladies and gents.
Oh my god, that poor CEO. I feel so bad for him. I mean, it's not his mistake. He didn't fuck up.
Nope.
But that
Happened
interview
on
is
his
like,
watch.
you guys should be testing this in an environment. So like, I'm sure they fucking should have, and they probably did at some point, but no, someone fucked up.
It happens. All right, everybody. Mike, do you have anything else?
Well, honestly, I think that was just a short one. I think that was a kind of a rant. Interesting to know for some people who didn't know the story, what our take is on it. And I'm sure we'll experience some of that probably more times in our lifetime.
I hope not, but for sure it will probably happen.
So be prepared, but don't panic. Don't be one of those people that live in a fucking bunker.
Exactly. All right, guys. Hope you have a great day. Peace.
Peace.